Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman news gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman news.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman news. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Let's start this show. Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show.
Hey, let's start this show. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, news crew. Good morning, crew, and good morning, crew family. Happy New Year. It is 2023, January 3rd. Okay, it is our first Monday, and first Tuesday, excuse me. First Tuesday, excuse me. I'm so glad to be here with you. Pardon my tardiness, but let me tell you, when business calls, I have to answer. I have to respond. So I have had a work retreat this from 6 to 8 a.m. this morning. And literally after that, I jumped over here to get on. I had to, take care of my dog and get something to drink and wet my whistle. But I'm here. I'm here. And we got so much shit to cover. I'm like, damn, I was just live last week. How all this shit happened? Yo, we got so much stuff to talk about. I'm so glad y'all here. And shout out to the replay crew. Listen, I know I'm not at my right time. So I'm glad that you are able to catch me on the replay. And I want to tell you this before I start the show. Thank you. And make sure you hit that like button. All likes matter. Your like right now. Right now. You're doing it right now. Whoever just hit a like button right now, thank you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. All likes matter. I'm so glad to be back here and happy to be back here in 2023 with you all. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. You can do that right now and turn on those notifications so you know when the bell, when a video drops. And if you want to show me some love, like you want to show Roman some love, you can send me a little cash app, $ Roman L Jackson. But remember, everything goes back to the channel. I give away, I support, and we going on our Black History Month. So you really aren't giving to me, you giving back to this channel, me and the channel. So without further ado, can we get into our show? Because it ain't my show no more. It's our show. In 2023, this is our show, okay? We're going to own this bad boy together. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Again, I apologize. It is 8:36 a.m. and I was at a little work retreat and I had to give a little presentation. And so I I was like, let me go and do my thing. But and it ended at 8 a.m. But people have questions, they want to ask you stuff. And so I had to stick around for that. So like around 8:28, I literally got over here to you all. So thank you for your patience. I truly, truly appreciate it. I got this is like my work setup, so I may look different here on the camera wise, but thank y'all for being here. Shout out to the crew. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank y'all for being here. I'm so excited to be back with you all. No real new announcements. I had a great New Year's Eve. Who was asleep when the ball dropped? Who was asleep when midnight came? Me. My friend Parker had a little hotel party in the hotel. We was at the Westin Hotel in DC, and they have like a movie room you could rent out. And so he rented the movie room out, and don't offer me a good time, drinks, music playing and shit, and comfortable couches. Bitch, all I know is it was a few wings, a few smooching, and I was on the couch like this, one eye. And they tapped me like, "You gonna wake up?" I said, "Damn, why am I always falling asleep?" And I realized I cannot I can't do both at the same time. I can't be Drake. I gotta choose my vice. So, but I had a great time. Great New Year's Eve. Sunday, I don't know who of the crew family put for Thanksgiving that we should reach out to someone that we haven't talked to. Maybe it was Christmas, but you said that we should reach out to someone we haven't talked to in a long time. And I have to tell you that I told you I would take that challenge. I didn't know when I was going to do it, but I took the challenge and I took the challenge. And let me tell you, thank you, first of all, for doing that. I know you probably didn't think nobody listened to you or believed you. Roman did, and I took the challenge. And so on Sunday, New Year's Day, my friend called me and was like, do you know X, Y, and Z is moving from Chicago to your area? And I said, what? What? And so we had left on bad terms, left on bad terms, young and all that good stuff. But I don't really have anybody in this area that is close to me, or know my history. And so I was like, damn, maybe I should be the first person to reach out. So I called. I called him, and long story short, bitch, we about to be linking up on Friday when he get here. So thank you for that. I just want to thank you for that gesture, because I thought about that when I did that. I said, oh my God, because that played in my mind. Like, maybe you should reach out to him or let him get here and see. And then maybe no, I actually did. So thank you for that. And I really appreciate it. I'm looking so forward to him coming. Good morning, Neris. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I know I'm late, y'all. Good morning, Risa. Risa listening from the clouds. Okay, I know, I know. Good morning, El Preston. Good morning, Kings Mina. Shout out to Kings Mina. Shout out to the Moddies. Risa, hit that like button. Good morning, Voodoo. What's poppin'? Hey, Southern Belle. Good morning. Hey, Tanya McNeil. Good morning, and thank you for being here. Look at these green lit up. Hey, good morning, Brick Girl. Good morning, Miss Gerald. Good morning, good morning. Yes, baby. It was a whole panel of us on a screen just sitting here just talking about, the goals for the year, the planning for the year, all of that stuff, critical milestones, next touch points, all that good stuff. So and I didn't have time to change. And my poor little baby, you see him sitting there. Oh, look at him, y'all. Y'all see him? He just sat there the whole time. Poor little baby. Okay, yes. Great New Year's Eve weekend. I was at the Anthem for the Mayor's Ball in DC. My birthday was yesterday, and I'm paying. Oh, that was me. Yeah, I was paying for it yesterday. I'm telling you, when I tell you I can't do both at the same time, I'm getting older. Not like 35 is old, but no. The way I can't do both at the same damn time. Girl, I was sitting there. Yes, was this some good D from back in the day? Are we talking about the same D? Good morning, Linda B. Thank you for being here. You're looking all snazzy this morning. Listen, work was calling. Loving it here. Thank you. I'm starting to fall in love with it too. I really am. And I think I want to like go do a little lighter. I think I might want to just like, top the top off with a little light tip. So I've been thinking about. I was telling my friend that over this weekend. I was like, I think I might just go ahead and go hot tip blonde on the top. Like keep my brown, then add a little blonde streak on the top. Be a little different. 3 different colors. Brown. But I'm falling in love with it. And people and it took me a long time, because I'm telling you, I was like, die what? Do what? But I'm falling in love with it. Now this part is the problem. Like you gotta keep that shit up. Because your hair, I didn't know your hair grows so much in the middle. But anyways. Shay. Shit, I've been missing you. Now I've been missing you. I came up with my own reason why you haven't popped back up over here. Um, I came up with my own reason, but I hope I see you around more. I really do appreciate it. And you know that I don't care who we all like, who we don't like. It don't matter. Over here, it's we in the old zone. So thank you for coming back through. Hey, Miss G. Good morning. Good morning. All right, y'all. When I tell y'all it's so much going on, it's like so much shit going on in the world. And we just really gotta just get into it because and we ain't got time to waste. We got 6 local stories and we got 5 hot topics. So that's 11 stories in total. And when I tell you, you're gonna be looking like Roman, where the hell you find this shit from? And I'm gonna tell you, I don't be finding it. People be sending it to me, and then I have my Google alerts on. So before I do that, I do want to extend a rest in peace to both Barbara Walters and Gangsta Boo. Um, so untimely and so unexpected. Rest in peace to Barbara Walters. You know, she died at 93. And it's so interesting that she was the first woman in broadcasting to make $1 million back in 1976. Over her career, her net worth expanded about $170 million. You know, she launched The View in 1997, which became iconic. And nowadays, you see all of these panel hosts, and you can credit that to her. And so they said, though, that since 2016, she stopped coming out in the public eye. That was her last time doing something on The View. And she sort of, because her health was deteriorating. So this, to me, it seemed like she sort of wanted to spend time with her family and be more so enclosed. And I think that was a great move. We don't have no salacious stories, and we're leaving on her legacy, not on what she died from or anything. It's literally on her legacy. So I took from that, like, that's a good way to end your career, you know, sort of if you are in this way, you know, shout out to Wendy Williams, but sort of recluse and with your family, getting the support you need. So shout out to her and rest in peace to Barbara Walters. We also had Gangsta Boo. Now it's so interesting, y'all, because and shout out to Miss Toby. Miss Toby dropped under the video. She said, and we were just playing Gangsta Boo at our New Year's Eve, um, New Year's Day or New Year's Eve jam session. And I said, yeah, and I was over here jamming the Gangsta Boo. And I said, so shout out to y'all for bringing that up. And you know, this is so tragic. Gangsta Boo died at 43. Joe, you know, shout out to Joe. He's out in Memphis, Tennessee. He sent it to me and said they are out there, like, definitely going up in arms. Now you got this divided thing going on here, you know, and I hate that it's divided around her death. Like, we were never divided when she was alive about supporting her. Now that she's passed away, it's all of this divisiveness. So we have overdose or we have foul play, she was killed. And so it to me, you know, I follow the facts. I don't really know her specifically, but I follow the facts. And so first thing that I saw was that I read this. The night before she died, the industry icon was celebrating New Year's Eve with her brother. He was eventually taken to a hospital himself after overdosing, but was able to recover. Later that night, the party went on at GB's home. Now, this was her brother had overdosed. Okay, we kind of let's follow the facts of the story. Okay, the industry icon was celebrating her New Year's Eve with her brother. He was eventually taken to a hospital himself after overdosing, but was able to recover. Later that night, the party went on at GB's home, Gangsta Boo's home. Now that was the brother. Okay, so then we get the police statement that says, you know, on January 1st. Now, mind you, the party during the night, her brother at her house, and her brother overdosed and he recovered. Now we're in the day of January 1st. Okay, we're following facts, not I can't do that. So on January 1st, 2022 at 2:18 p.m., officers responded to a person down call in the 1600 block of Rains Road. A female identified as 43-year-old Lola Mitchell was pronounced deceased on the scene. There were no immediate signs of foul play. This is ongoing death investigation, and the results of her autopsy are pending. Now, what they did say was at the crime scene, and shout out to the crew in the building. Shout out to y'all. Hey, what up, Tristan? What up, Tristan? Shout out to you too. Um, they did say at the crime scene they found residue and evidence of drug paraphernalia. So for me, you know, just reasonably deducting and everything that I saw, one will lead me to believe that this was an overdose. And it's truly sad. Now I want to play this clip of her because this is what I hate when we have these legends who pass away, even for myself. And if it wasn't for the crew, if it wasn't for y'all during our New Year's Eve jam session saying, put on some Gangsta Boo. I think it was Voodoo, put on some Gangsta Boo. And I didn't know, I don't know. And getting that connection there, it was like now I genuinely felt, so listen to this clip and you'll see why I feel this way.
She was mulatto, and then they made her change her name.
Well, I don't know what they made her do, but she did what needed to be done. And I fuck with her because she was one of the first females that actually, well, I don't like to say the first, but that caught my attention. And it was Fat Joe. Is it a Fat Joe do?
We don't know what it is. It's a Fat Joe show. We just know we support it and we love it. Whatever Fat Joe do, we fuck with it. And he come out every day. And guess what? We support him every fucking day. Should be blurred. And we here supporting Fat Joe. So we don't.
But he was talking to her and shit. And he was asking her what's her inspos. And she was naming and shit. She was like, Trina, and she said, in Gangsta Boo, he said, ooh, and he was like this. So anyway, she was one of them ones, like, who's your inspo? A lot of them, when people ask who the inspo, especially female artists, they never say my name, never. But their whole entire cadence, I mean, they get Juicy J beats. They buy beats from Juicy J, but say they inspired by Lil' Kim.
Right.
It's very interesting. Lotto, I always say, like, not always, but my point is like, I love all the female artists that's doing their thing, but Lotto just really warmed my heart because she keep it real. Like, they be like, oh, who do you think the queens of the South? I don't like that word either. I don't think I'm a queen of the South. I'm just Lola. Queen of the South, come on, man, it's kind of big. I don't know, that's weird and big. But Lotto, she was like, when I think of Queen of the South, I think of Gangsta Boo. It's just to hear my fucking name. Like, to hear my name, it makes me feel good.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the female rap game is where it needs to be right now because you got some real ones in it. I don't really see no fake bitches in the game.
Sorry. Good thing I noticed that. Now that she passed away, now everyone is saying her name and, she's getting the accolades and some support that she normally wouldn't have gotten. And I saw that clip come across my feed on Twitter and I said, that's so sad. Even for myself, slap myself on the wrist, because she should have gotten the credit while she was alive. And we don't know if that could have attributed to some sort of substance abuse, overdose, or anything. And it goes back to check up on your people. So rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. Condolences to her family. And I don't want us to speculate her death. I don't want this to turning her legacy into ooh or ah. Let's just let this go and celebrate her as the artist we know her as. And that I'm getting to know now. Thanks, shout out to the crew for asking me to play that. Now we got Turd the Nerd, Boosie, with his old ridiculous ass statement. And can y'all please let me know if I'm staticking because I'm on a whole nother device now and I see my Wi-Fi signal keep going up and down. So let me know if I'm staticking or not. I turned all my Wi-Fi devices off. So we got the Turd the Nerd, Boosie, out here telling people to quit fentanyl and go back to crack. Now I'm sitting here thinking like, because that's better. So listen to what his statement was. Now this came before Gangsta Boo's passing. But if you listen to him, this is the shit I'm talking about. And this is the same man who has a problem with gay men on TV and homosexuality. But he would recommend y'all to go back to crack. The fuck out of here.
Hey, check this out. Too many people dying in 2022 fucking with fentanyl. If you're gonna be an addict, you might need to go back to crack. Crackheads live longer than anybody. You still see them around. That fentanyl shit is way stronger. If you can't shake it, go back to crack, man. You're gonna be funnier. You're gonna live longer. Food for thought.
And this is the man that we're listening to. This is the guy right here. He can't tell me, he shouldn't be able to tell anyone's child any fucking thing about going back to crack, get off fentanyl and go back to crack. That's the advice you got? Get your ass out of here and stop putting yourself in everybody's situation. It's so very annoying. Now, that's all the announcements I have, all the rest in peace. Let's get into the show. All right. So, y'all, this first story I have for you all is freaking crazy. When I tell you it's crazy, it is probably, and I wanted to start with it. It is one of the craziest stories that has kicked off in January of 2023. And I had to start with it. So do you know, now we already got people who work at a job, they don't want to go to work, but they got to go to work and it's a holiday. Don't nobody want to go to work on a holiday. So this man goes to work at the tire shop, right? And it's Sunday. Sunday is what, January 1st? Sunday was January 1st. Yeah. Sunday was January 1st. Sunday, he's at work at January 1st, working at this tire shop. This man, black man, comes in. Here's his name. This is Quadarius. This is the guy. He comes in. He brings his car into the shop, right? And he asked them to change his tires on his car. And they say, okay, cool. Come back in 3 hours and we'll have your car ready for you. So the guy comes back in 3 hours. Do you know, here's the auto mechanic who's working on this car. Do you know this guy was pulling his car around out of the shop in his uniform, and Quadarius decides to shoot him because he thought he was stealing his car. Because we as black men see another black man getting in our hot ride or whatever the fuck he thought it was, we want to steal your car. Not because, it's probably a mechanic shop and you see all other white men, but you see the black man out of the shop getting to move your car. You think he wants to steal your car. Shoots and kills this man. Oh, yes. Memorial grows for DeKalb County tire shop employee shot and killed on New Year's Eve. Get the fuck out of here. And this is the shit I'm talking about. This reaped insecure. This reaped I've never had nothing in my whole fucking life but a fucking car. That's the only thing I had. And so y'all get into this clip. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. There's no reason, rhyme, or anything to explain this shit. So, and I try to put together, I'm saying, so what if it was a white man that brought his car around? You're not getting shot. But because you're black and you got so much loyalty to this car, and you think this man is stealing, he literally was driving the car from around the shop with the paperwork. And before he could even get into the car, the man shoots and kills him, thinking he's finna rob and take his car. At the auto mechanic, bitch, you shouldn't go to no more auto mechanic shops ever. Are you kidding me? Y'all get into this. Rest in peace to Daniel Gordon. That's his name. Rest in peace to him. Where? And shout out to the crew. Make sure I hit that like button for me this morning.
Allegedly by a customer who police mistakenly thought the worker was stealing his car.
30-year-old Quadarius McDowell is facing murder charges. Our Palacero is live outside the Detroit court, where the suspect appeared before a judge just hours ago.
Yeah, and Jeff, no bond was set for Quadarius McDowell here today, but friends of the victim tell me that while they were glad an arrest was made, this should have not happened in the first place.
He really was the class clown, like the school clown, really, not even his own class.
He kind of made you want to be like a better you when he was around, made you want to just do things better for yourself. Well.
Howell L. and Andrea Davis rang in the new year with the loss of their friend, 24-year-old Daniel Gordon. Gordon was shot and killed while working at Tires Plus on DeKalb Industrial Saturday.
It's awful in the sense of like losing somebody you knew and had memories with, and then also he wasn't doing anything he shouldn't be doing. We go to our jobs every day and we think we do it to make a living, to survive. And somehow he went to work that day and it was the opposite. And it's really messed up.
30-year-old Quadarius McDowell is facing murder charges in Gordon's death and appeared before a judge Monday. DeKalb County police say McDowell brought his car in for service, then shot Gordon after he saw Gordon get into his car and mistakenly thought he was trying to steal it.
It's not even a wrong time, wrong place situations anymore. It's just you have to be really careful and really safe, and you never know what happened.
In a statement the company worked for told 11 Alive today, Daniel was a valued member of their organization who had been with them for 8 months. It adds that he will be deeply missed. His friends who looked at Gordon as their little brother agree. They say he was a great football player and a loyal friend who always made people laugh.
Down to earth, kind-hearted person. He couldn't really do no wrong, you know. He just brightened up your day, constantly goofing around.
Back out again, no bond set. Dowell, there's still no date for his preliminary.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Rest in peace to this black young man. Rest in peace to Daniel Gordon. Daniel Gordon, rest in peace to you. There is no fucking way any mother should be expecting that their child goes to work, does everything they're supposed to do, goes to work in a mechanic shop. Clearly, it was a bunch of other people. How the fuck you mistake this man for taking your car and he's in his uniform? Okay, he takes your car, he's in his uniform. You could call the police, you have the shop, they know the person, he's easily identifiable, they have insurance at the shop, so if there's a loss of vehicle or something, I'm sure you can get something else. What the fuck are we talking about here? All over fucking Dodge. These Dodges, I swear to God, these Dodges are killing people. A fucking Dodge, a Dodge Charger. You know those I call them, they look like bullets to me. A Dodge Charger though, this bruh, one of our own. This black on black. We can't blame nobody. We can't blame nobody but ourselves. Black on black crime over a fucking Dodge Charger. I'd be damned. I hope you get everything slammed at you. Bro, you need your ass beat. You need your car windows. You need that bitch lit on fire in front of you. You need to know that material. See, that's the thing. You haven't learned your lesson. The lesson in life for you is clearly material things and your possessions don't define you. And until you learn that, you're going to continue to be damning to others about the shit you have. There's no way. I'm telling y'all now, y'all, my little car. Ain't no fucking way I'm going to a mechanic shop. I go in there, tires change. I see somebody who look like me pull my car around. What the fuck? I just don't happen. I'll probably be sitting there like, take that shit. Hell yeah. Oh shit. Go ahead. I'll be egging your ass on. The senselessness in this. So this man now, 30 years old, has now fucked his whole life up over a car. A car. Rest in peace, man. And shout out to the crew. I hope y'all hit that like button. I hope I'm through and I see y'all comments. Roman, do you have an email address? Yes. I'm gonna drop it right here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. That's so sad about Gangsta Boo. Yeah, it is. It is. The nerve of Boochie Cat looking Boosie. He looked high on that clip. Looking high right now. Is he high? Okay. Boosie reminds me of Mr. Hanky on South Park. Oh, I miss South Park. Child, do they not put fentanyl in crack at this point? Fentanyl is used to make the high stronger for cheaper. It probably is in crack now. I'm trying to tell you. Nobody, not even his own children, should be following that man. Wow, and that mechanic probably had a better car that probably had a whole better life than that fucking. First of all, he had a job. Let's just start there. The man was at his job. Some people never let that hood mentality go, and it's a shame. It really is. First thing, did Miss Shooter not have car insurance? You don't gotta kill me to take my. The same fucking thing, bitch. Take it, okay? What are we doing? It really messed up. It really is. Truly is. That's sad. Mental health is at an all-time low since the pandemic. I say to myself now more than ever. Now, are you ready? Do you think it's mental health, or do you think this motherfucker is just really immature? Like, to pull a gun out on someone at the mechanic shop after service because they were pulling your car. How is she gonna get the car to you? You think you? When have you ever been able to drive your car off the belt or off outside of the shop to you? They all see you wanted somebody white. You saw somebody black get in your Charger. You thought, oh, he was. No, not all of us want a fucking Charger. Let me first say that I don't want no hood looking car. I don't want no Charger. I don't want none of that shit. That's what kills me. We don't have that. You can flex, nigga. I'll allow you to flex. Flex. You ain't gotta kill me to flex. I just want to put your tires on. I can't even put your tires on your car. This is the shit. Then do we hate each other for what? Couldn't even work. The man couldn't even get your car right. I have full coverage on my little cord. Anyone can have. Risa, you sound like me. Take the motherfucker. At this point, bitch, take it. What are you talking about? Please hit that like button. Hey, BMW. Good morning. Good morning. I love you. Oh, thank you. Yes. I had a call this morning. That's why I'm so a little late this morning. Thank you, Miss Toby. Shout out to Miss Toby. Shout out to Miss Toby. Thank you. Thank you. No, of course. Very immature. Very fucking immature. Very immature. So rest in peace to this young man. Now, y'all think that was something? I told y'all, it's a lot of shit don't happen. Okay, it's a lot of shit don't happen. Let's get into this next story. So, because I got to keep us pushing. It's so much shit that don't happen. So, y'all, have you ever had a family dispute turn deadly? Please say no. Please say no. Well, this is the first time on our channel. A keyword for the year, our channel. The first time this year on our channel where we discussed a deadly family dispute. So we have two brothers in the family on New Year's Day in the house having conversation amongst each other, just talking, doing what families do. These two brothers in particular decide they get into an argument like brothers do, but the cousin didn't like it. So the cousin, no one noticed he left, no one noticed any of this shit, decides to drive by the house and fire a whole round of bullets into the house and the house next door. And in doing so, he killed the two brothers. I said, now how did he specifically know where they were in the house if he drove by? But he did. So let's get into this. So man kills two cousins and then kills him. We didn't get to that part yet. I didn't even get y'all to the part where he kills himself, but he kills himself after the family argument on Detroit's East Side, police say. 26-year-old and a 17-year-old. So these are the two. 26-year-old and 17-year-old killed. Now, most news articles aren't really reporting what it was about. I found two articles that gave us some tea. Officials say there was a dispute between two brothers, a 26-year-old and a 17-year-old, inside their home, which is when their cousin 29 shot both of them. No reason, no rhyme or reason. He wasn't in the conversation. It had nothing to do with him. I said, now this might be mental health. Now we might be on something. And so police go after this man, go to find him. And they find him and his body in a car. He had killed himself I think it was at an intersection of Becker or something in Detroit. I said, so now we'll fucking never know. Like, you just took out a line of people in your family and yourself, and we'll never know what the fucking dispute is about. Y'all get into this story. Y'all get into this one right here. And shout out to the crew, please. Please hit that like button. I appreciate it so much. Shit is crazy. I'm telling you, all this shit is. It's like, what are we doing?
Guys, the involved Detroit to get to the Damar side, and his 26-year-old brother Daniel Berry Lavoy Monday afternoon. Police Sailor was their cousin.
Whatever brought them to make that decision, conflict resolution using him.
Deputy Police Chief Franklin Hayes says Thornton was killed at the scene. His brother was rushed to a nearby hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. A witness told investigators the 29-year-old cousin and gunman opened fire on another home on Bewick after killing his relatives. No one there was hurt. The man drove off, but police tracked him down at Chandler Park, a couple of miles away.
It was discovered that he had inflicted what ultimately had been a fatal gunshot wound to himself. So we have a tragic situation, 3 lives lost.
A fateful start to the new year for a family that was already mourning. Police say they recently experienced the death of another relative. Tragedy that unfolded here Monday left neighbors stunned.
It catches off guard, like when, especially when any death is involved, it catches anybody off guard. And it was young. They were young men, good men. My condolences to the family. And what happened was very tragic, and I'm so sorry for them.
Now, see, here we go. A situation where clearly, it's family related. I don't know if it could have been drug related or it could have been brought on by some mental health or some situation like that. But my biggest thing is that when we don't know how to settle our own arguments because it's a heighten of emotion, so we solve it with the gun, or we go to pulling out even me blade. This right here, kicking off the year, absolutely should be a sign for us all that it is a time and a place when you should be talking, and there's a time and a place when you should be pulling out a weapon on your family. Absolutely not. I don't give a fuck what you're going through. I don't care. Now you got 2 men lost their lives, young men too. I mean, I couldn't believe they were so young. 2 young men lost their lives, mothers mourning them at the start of a new year. And then he took his own life. So we'll now never really know what happened, except for the stories from eyewitnesses. Rest in peace to these 2. I couldn't imagine my cousins or anybody. Rest in peace to both of them. And shout out to the crew. I was reading some of y'all comments too during the video. Hey Bobby, good morning. What up? Good morning. To start work. Thank you for coming through. Tristan, no, of course not. Unfortunately, yes. You'll pull a gun out on your family? Dude, oh my God, these some dark stories for the new year, baby. When I tell you, and the celebrities ain't even know better. Rodney, good morning, sir. Good morning. Hey, Ali the Sage, good morning. Good morning, good morning. How many times do you go live? Once in the morning? 3 times a week. Yeah. Okay, Risa, red sweater. The family is messed up. Now 4 deaths in the family. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll be listening. Okay, I'm going to have to schedule our live. Yes. Oh yeah, we can do an evening show. You want to do something tonight? What's today? Tuesday. You want to talk tonight, Rodney? We can talk tonight if you want to. What time tonight is good for you? Drop it in the chat. Let me keep going because we baby. So where we at? Okay. So let's move to this next story. Okay, we still in local news. And rest in peace to the family dispute and the 2 cousins. And I hope justice is served some way, somehow. Maybe this family needs to learn now. Their lesson is we need to talk about our because they were in their house. It was like family in the house. Other people in the house saw all of this play out with the bullet shots and everything. So hopefully they learn how to settle those situations. Let's move on to something else. So this mother and her 3 boys, they live in a house, right? The father of one of her children, he lives somewhere else. Well, one of the sons apparently on December 18th got shot in the face in the mother's house with his own gun. No one but the son, he's been in the hospital. He was in critical. He's still in the hospital to this day. And so the son won't tell. The son won't say if the mother shot him. The son won't say if the brother shot him. The son won't say if somebody came in the house and shot him. So the father has been pissed off. The father doesn't know. Father is mad. So he's been driving around the community, asking, running up on young boys, you shot my son, all of this kind of stuff. And Nobody has given him any kind of response or responded to him or anything. So on one day, he goes to the mother's house with the boys there and knocks on the door. And the mother's like, don't answer the door for him. Let him just knock. Don't answer the door. So they didn't answer the door. Well, the next day, he knocks, but realizes he can get to the porch. So he goes on the porch and knocks, and she goes and peeks, and he shoots her blank right through the door, the mother, because in his mind, he believes she shot their son. I said, how? What? So then I got to thinking, like, now what if the father did that and the mother, he was trying to silence the mother? I don't know. So we're going to talk about it. So murder charge, man shot woman at same St. Paul home where his teenage son was shot days earlier. Now this is the woman, and LaShonda Nix. Rest in peace to LaShonda. And this is the man. This is the father, the baby father. He was really pissed. He'd been going around the community with his gun. I said, first of all, why y'all ain't take that nigga off the street? You rolling up on me with a gun. Okay, I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm definitely going to report your ass. The fuck you think? You think you the street police? You gonna get your ass out of here? And so they said that, he was upset that his son had been shot while at her home and knocked on the door a few days earlier, but she was like, no, she's not going to answer it. So they had the outer door locked when he showed up this time, but it wasn't. And so he was able to shoot her on the porch. Now, what's interesting is this. What they're saying is that he said his son being shot hurt him to death. Johnson also said his son was wounded by his own gun. And so he's saying the people responsible for shooting his son are trying to give a story. And I'm like, how is anybody responsible for shooting your son trying to give a story when your son won't even talk about it? The son is so terrified, he won't even tell. He won't say nothing. All he's saying, he won't speak. So y'all get into this. It's crazy. Because I don't think the mother did anything wrong. But it's something going on in that house with that father and that son. I don't know. I tried to crack this one before I came live early. I was up like 3 because I know I had to do my work retreat, but I couldn't, y'all. I couldn't crack it at all. So y'all get into this.
St. Paul mother of 4 has been identified as the latest homicide victim in that area. LaShonda's number of homicides. Carol Goose has the latest on this case.
Lord, no one has been arrested. The recent police report adds intrigue to the mystery of what happened to LaShonda Nix. Responding to a night inside his home on Park Avenue, police found a woman shot in the head.
St. Paul fire paramedics responded and pronounced her dead on scene.
The victim has been identified as 40-year-old LaShonda Nix, who, according to her Facebook profile, was a mother of 4 with a grandchild. No one has been arrested. Police have not been invited to suspected for as to why anyone would want to harm Nix, who family members post had a lot going for her. A police report provided by St. Paul Police through a data request feels just a week ago saying Nix called 911 and that to the injury. But there's no word that is directly that took Nix's life.
We do need help. We need help from people. We need people to call us. If anybody saw anything that occurred out there, we would encourage them to call our homicide unit.
Death marks a somber record in the city of St. She's the 39th person murdered, which breaks last year's record of 38, with a week and a half remaining in 2022. And with the record-breaking homicide numbers in St. Paul, one positive is that there is no what's called it's clear and.
Y'all didn't hear that? The sound. You didn't hear that? The sound. The son was 17. The son that got shot was 17. The 16-year-old saw his mother get shot. He was standing in the back steps and saw his mother get shot at the steps. I think something happened between the father and the son. I don't know if the father may have gotten into it with the son and originally shot the son, and then came back because he told the mother, and then he shot the mother. But it just seems a little suspicious to me that the father's so outraged because the son didn't die, still in the hospital. Police are still doing the investigation, but he is so mad that he's out here shooting even the mother. Why you shoot? There's no motive. There's no clear, direct motive for that at all. Yes, we can talk maybe at 7 or 8. Okay. All right. We can do that. We could do that. Oh, that'll be interesting, Rodney. All right, so rest in peace to LaShonda Nix. Now her 3 sons, her 3 boys are starting this whole year off without their mother. I'm telling you now, these are the signs. If there's any signs out here, these are the signs. Next story. Now, this is crazy for people who drive for those food delivery companies. So you got 3 students out here doing DoorDash. You got a 14-year-old girl, Nateria. You got her out there with her brother. Her brother is 17 years old. And then they're riding in the car with the 17-year-old brother's best friend, and he's 17. So they've been doing DoorDash the whole night. They riding around doing DoorDash. You know, they go pick up the food. And I realize a lot of people, when they do DoorDash, because there's no one getting in their car, they do it with their friends and shit. So I don't like that. Don't come to my house and you in the car with your friends and shit smoking weed, and my bag smell like weed and Fritos Lays out your car. I don't like that shit. I hate that shit. That's why sometimes I'm like, just drop it off at the steps so I don't gotta see you. But they're doing that. They're getting their money, and I'm not mad at them. What I'm mad at is that we got these 3 crooked ass folks who decide to spot them doing this and follow them. So these 3 individuals are in the car and they're followed. So they're followed all the way to an intersection where these 2 men jump out, shoot directly in the car, killing the 14-year-old girl and the 17-year-old best friend right in front of the 17-year-old brother. And so the 17-year-old brother, just trying to pull off, he pulls off and he finally sees a police officer and pulls up to him and says, they've been shot in the car. And so they stop the car right there. Paramedics and everyone comes. Nateria dies at the hospital, and the other one dies. Nateria dies on the scene. The other one dies at the hospital. All because, first of all, you can't rob an Uber driver. There's nothing to rob. And so the suspects then fled. They go to this convenience store afterwards. So 2 suspects accused of killing 2 teens while door dashing arrested in Ohio. So it was 3 of them, 2 men and 1 woman. The woman, she's still at large, and that's what they're still trying to find the woman. This shit sucks because you have a lot of teenagers, you have a lot of young people out here doing these Uber drives, these Uber lifts, not Uber lifts, but food delivery jobs, whatever they're called, the gig jobs. No one expects this, because now what I'm hearing is that Uber Eats, all of y'all need to put a curfew on this shit for young folks under 18. Maybe they don't need to be out here past a certain hour because of how dangerous it is. First, they can't carry a weapon, but this shit right here is crazy. A mother had both her kids in one car. Her daughter is no longer coming back to her. The brother saw his sister lose her life in front of him, all from door dashing for these fucking criminals. Kicking the year off, I'm telling y'all. What we need to be on the lookout for. This shit don't stop. It just roll the fuck up. So let's get into this. Shout out, and this is coming to us out of Memphis. This mother's so broken. She's so broken. But we got to talk about it.
Difficult news now. Memphis put death of 2 teenagers. Police say this over the weekend on East Rains Road near Kirby Park. Sydney spoke to the mother of children who says the city needs to heal. Sydney?
Hey, Joe, good evening. So I spoke with Irene Douglas, and while she is hurting today, she's also healing. She tells me that she hopes that this city will also heal and not resort to any further violence that it's already faced.
I never felt this. But honestly, my mind My mind know it happened, but honestly, I have no feeling in my heart. It's like I'm numb.
Irene Douglas says her daughter Nataria, a freshman at Raleigh Egypt High, was the type of child every parent hopes for.
My baby, she was a great kid. Smart, funny, very intelligent, straight A student. She was running for vice president.
Saturday, Nataria was riding with her who was making DoorDash deliveries. Her brother's best friend, a 17-year-old boy, was also in the car. Memphis police say around 1 a.m. Saturday, the teens were shot near East Rains Road and Kirby Parkway.
But when I did get on the scene, I had to wait 2 hours for an investigator just to clear me to it on.
Police released these surveillance photos of a person of interest and possible suspect vehicle. Police say 2 men and a woman inside the car followed the teens from Knight Arnold and Ridgeway Road. Irene also says she's overwhelmed and hopes this most recent shooting doesn't lead to more violence.
We need to heal. Guns ain't that. No, that's not the answer. That's adding insult to injury.
Memphis is home for Irene, but in the midst of so much violence, she's now considering leaving because she says it's unsafe.
People that lead this city, they need to do better.
Her goal now, spiritual healing for all of Memphis.
I'm just glad.
You can really hear the pain that mother's in her whole tone and spirit about healing and really at a loss of words. No one expects to lose a child so sudden and so soon. This is to say that we got work to do on gun violence. We really got some work to do on gun violence, y'all. Just kicking this year off in local news. I don't know why holiday times, why New Year's Eve, why the summer, why holidays, crime kicks off. All of my local news feeds were just buzzing with nothing but stories. This person, there's hella stories. There's a lot of shit that have went on. Crime kicks off. People are just mad. They don't have shit. They want stuff, nothing else to do. We have to be vigilant as fuck. That's why I put these stories out here, because as much as like they're provoking and they're like, wow, Roman, what the hell? These are scenarios you'll never ever think that'll happen. And now that you've heard, they do happen. You know what I mean? So be vigilant, be mindful. You know, if you are someone who's doing gig work, if you are someone who's doing those jobs, be mindful. Like I said, put that divider up in your car. If you have to ride with somebody else, you know, and if you are in a place where you can carry, and you have a permit, carry. So rest in peace to the young girl Nataria and the 17-year-old young man. And shout out to the chat. Shout out to y'all. Y'all still rocking. 53 minutes in. Thank y'all for being here. We just getting over local news stuff. We just going. We going. You know, I always got a hit and sting. Okay, I'm going to have to schedule our live. Okay, yes, we can talk. Okay, all right. That's why who you have children with is top 3 decisions you will make in life. I absolutely agree. I know some people have others ride with them for safety reasons. Some folks do wrong with that, unfortunately. Oh, that's true. That is true. Hey, Chef Don Don. Good morning. Shout out to Chef Don Don. He also has some really good news too. So make sure if I'll share your next live. I think you go live early in the morning too as well. I'll share his live as well. Make sure y'all go subscribe and shout out to Chef Don Don. Thanks for coming through and being a member. Hey, SNL, good morning. Wow, he's smiling. People are evil. That little smirk on his face. Another story of people trying to work and being shot. Hit that like. Thank you, Shay. May they rest in peace. Absolutely. Now get this shit. Now this is a story. No one's passed away from it. So we all right. It ain't nothing crazy, but it is crazy. So can you imagine being at the train station with you and your child and standing there, right? Train station, you and your child, and this woman, unprovoked, comes over and pushes your child face down into the tracks. Your baby face hits the tracks. He got a severe headache. Oh, baby, but it's happened. So get into this shit. This coming to us out of Oregon, because it can only happen in a place like Oregon. This woman is arrested after pushing a 3-year-old child onto the train tracks for no fucking reason. She was just walking past. and she just pushed the woman's baby onto the train track. The woman sitting there afraid. Luckily, somebody was able to go down, jump down, and grab the baby. But you could see the baby's face because you hit that metal. I said that woman would have been taken the fuck out. There's a point where, yeah, we're gonna call the police, but we also need to have more of the story. She's been apprehended and knocked the fuck out. You don't do that to nobody's child. Coming to us out of Oregon. Baby, are you kidding me? Check this shit out.
Disturbing story out of Portland. And before we get too far into this, we want to warn you that the video coming up that's hard to watch. The 32-year-old woman faces numerous charges for allegedly pushing a 3-year-old onto MAX train tracks. That child was quickly rescued and is the district attorney's surveillance video of gateway trans in East Portland. You can see the little girl waiting with her mother for the train next to the tracks. And then you see a person get up from the bench and push the girl onto the tracks. People jumped in to help and got her up, but she has a bump on the forehead and a headache. Police say that 32-year-old Brianna Workman is responsible, and court documents say that the family had no interaction with her beforehand. After she allegedly pushed the girl, court papers say that she just sat back down on the bench. The DA's office has requested that Workman, a convicted felon, be held without bond. We looked up Workman's criminal past. She has several convictions for drugs and appears to be homeless. We will continue to follow this case.
I'm looking at y'all comments. I'm like, y'all sound like me. I would have got up off that bench and carved a hole in her fucking face. You homeless bitch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And so the baby has this traumatizing experience. What I don't understand is how they were able to determine that the child had a severe headache. That was, to me, I was like, how do they know it's a headache and not a concussion? I mean, they're a child. Like, it's a difference. They don't really have that grasp, but doctors know better than I do. Sad shit, Oregon, another story for us to take from, not just at the train station, but wherever the fuck you are, holding your child's hand, walking with them, be vigilant, be looking around you. Shit, I be with my dog and I be looking like, okay, because people will snatch your dog and run off. Yeah, they do shit like that and sell them bitches. Yeah, they'll do that in a heartbeat. So be vigilant. If you want more information on this story, it's still developing. I saw it this morning, actually 10 hours ago. I can't believe. So she's being arrested with assault and public transportation. Assault on public transportation. So hopefully this bitch is not only in jail, but locked up with a name like Brianna. Her name, Brianna Lace Workman. To be exactly who you are, homeless and ripe with problems. Where you think you was going with Lace Workman? The fuck? Okay, girl. Cute. Okay? I would have stumped a whole bitch. They wouldn't have to worry. Can you go get him? I'm like, for real. That's when you really, she would have made it real far. Hey, Ox City Queen. Good morning, boo. Her ass would have been thrown next. Okay? Straight clothesline that hoe. They keep letting these people out to keep harming the community. Either she wanted to go back to jail as she was homeless or she was on some dope. Baby would have ran them hands and took the law to get up off of me. You hear me? Do you hear me? Okay? You need to commit. It sounds another case, and I'm sure she'll plead something like that. That's why the little one has to wear the handcuff thing when he's with me. I used to not like seeing kids on leashes, and I always see that when I be in the store, especially around those in the stores in DC. These people be having their kids tied to the carts. That's a whole nother thing for me. Like, damn, the cart though. I be thinking in my head like, so that means your ass whooping and your sternness don't mean shit. You got to tie him to the cart. Oh shit. Yep. And I walk my dog at the park. It is a little stressful because I'm always looking around for those dogs or people. Yeah, they will. They do that here. They'll take off with your dog, especially if you walk them. And it'll always be the homeless people who don't know that, bitch, I will run faster than you, bitch. I will jump down on a homeless person. Bitch, I'll be running through alleys in all their cuts. Yes, I will. For Eli, yeah, we running. Let's go, bitch. A homeless person, you better have on some clean Nikes trying to get away from me on your best day, bitch. You hitting the strongest high, getting away with my dog. Put them backpacks with leash on them kids. I thought it was odd when I was a child, but once my nephews got older with all that energy, I understood. All right, y'all. Now this is the last story in local news, and it's more of the saddest story. Okay, I know, but I have to kick it off. I looked at my show last year, my how I kicked off last year, and I said so I want to set the tone for local news, and you see all these different stories. This is the things that go on in America. This is no political stuff. These are actual local crime stories that happen, and a lot of this stuff that we've just talked about and you saw me go over will be transitioning over to our crime TV channel, which you can find the channel on my page. Go under my channels. It's listed right under there. Follow me over there because I'll be doing less of these over here and more of these over there. So I just wanted to make sure you all are aware, but I'm still going to be doing deep dives in certain stories over here. But for the most part, these local stories will be over on our crime TV channel. So follow me over there. Now let's get into this last story. This is a domestic violence story coming out of Detroit, and I have to share it with you all. So we have this woman, her name is Deshante Wallace, and it's such a sad story. She had been in a relationship with this man for 10 years. She had been in a relationship with him for 10 years, right? And it was very abusive. But her family knew, and the family tried to tell her to get away from him, but she wouldn't listen to them. She had several injuries, stitches, and all that along the years. And she never wanted to leave him. And I'm telling this story for a reason. I hope this affects somebody. I hope somebody hears me. And if not, I just want to get this woman's message out here. And so she'd been in a relationship with him. Now, this is what's interesting the most to me when I read this article. Sadness, because they believe they saw it coming. This is the family. And they tried everything they could to help. For some reason, she wanted to be liked by this man. She desired that things go well for her child. She sacrificed her life to offer her child the world. And a lot of times we hear that, I want a 2-parent household. I want the father in the household. I want him to love me. I want him to like me and care. Well, this is a 10-year relationship. She had been going through this. And so on the day in question, her family went to the house and noticed her body. And they hadn't heard from her, hadn't seen her. And so they noticed her body, and it had been covered up with bleach, like somebody was trying to clear it up. And excuse me, covered up with bleach. And so the police then immediately goes to arrest her husband of 10 years. Now, I was trying to figure out if she had multiple reports, but it wouldn't have worked because she didn't want to put out any report on him. He covered it up. According to sources, bleach was discovered on Deshante's body and near where she was discovered in the home. Something was being covered up that night, said the victim's sister, Shayana Wallace. Now, I'm telling you these facts for a reason. So she's in a 10-year relationship. He's beating on her the whole relationship. She doesn't want to call the police. She doesn't get a restraining order or anything, right? Then she's murdered. Well, guess what happened? He gets arrested. He gets out because there's not enough evidence. There's no abusive domestic violence history that proves that he did it. And guess what else? They got to wait for an autopsy report to then proceed further. And this is why I say when you're in an abusive relationship, or if you know someone's in an abusive relationship, you have to document or call someone. So if something like this happens, it's easily without a reasonable doubt. Now they have all the reasonable doubt in the world. And I can't believe it, y'all. I said, are you fucking kidding me? 10 years, this man been beating on you. And he can get away with it because you loved him. You wanted him to like you. And y'all got a child together. Baby girl. So they're all in Detroit like they want justice. What is going on? The family is mad. They're pissed off. I'm with y'all. But at the same time, I have to ask somebody in the family, somebody, you didn't think to call the police just for yourself? Hey, I need a welfare check over there. I think he's beating on her. Can you write that down? I said, I think he's beating on my cousin. Her name's Deshante Wallace. This is her age. My name is this. Get this on record. I think it's a domestic violence situation. Yes. Get it on record. Even just having that on record, when we're doing stories like this, that shit comes out and we're able to talk about it. It helps to convict niggas like this. And it's sad. But starting 2023, we're going to do a better job of getting motherfuckers like this. We're going to start reporting, recording, calling. Even if you got to call 911, slide that motherfucking phone across the floor and just let it record. Them operators know what's going on. They know what time it is. And they got text 911 nowadays. Text 911. Now, in this case, she didn't want to go to help. She didn't mind having the abuse. She thought he liked it was the love of her life. I couldn't believe it. So get into this story and shout out to the crew and thank y'all for being here. And I hope y'all hit the button. I hope y'all hit the like button. I really, truly, truly do. Let's go. And this is sad when y'all listen to this family. It teared me up too earlier because I have family and we've been through the same situation. She didn't die or anything, and she's not dead, but it's a bad situation. Shout out to my cousin.
They are a year in mourning, having to tell this 7-year-old little girl her mom, Deshante Wallace, passed away at the hospital after being found at her home on Detroit's east side last Saturday.
I got to the hospital and I saw my daughter. My daughter's eye was sitting out here.
Deshante's mom says her daughter did not have that swollen eye or any other injuries New Year's Eve before dropping her off at her home for the last time.
When I talked to the doctor said she had bruises along the top of her torso and along her right side all the way down.
Deshante's family says the original story given to police was that she died of an overdose, but they say absolutely, and they're pointing to a long history of domestic violence at the hands of her boyfriend of 10 years.
He split her lip in her eye. She had to have 17 stitches up, 17 stitches here. He took my child.
They say the 36-year-old's death was no accident and that they think she was murdered. Unfortunately, she was too scared to go to police before this happened, so no trail of the abuse.
Well, she was crying for help, but scared to get it.
Deshante's longtime boyfriend and daughter's father was initially arrested and questioned this weekend with a female associate, but then they were released. Detroit police say they are actively investigating, and the family says it's hinging on an autopsy report not completed as of Monday afternoon. Sources tell us bleach was found on Deshante's body and near where she was found in the home.
Something was being covered up that night.
Sadness because they say they saw this come so hard to help.
To be loved by this man for some reason. She wanted days for work for her child. She wanted to give her daughter the world. And it cost her life.
Reporting on Detroit, Jessica Dupnack, 5.
You really gotta report. You really gotta do a job of reporting, not just for yourself, but you gotta do it also for your child, because this doesn't just affect you, it affects your children. I can only imagine that daughter growing up traumatized, having seen her mother be abused by this man, her father. And now her mother's dead. We have no killer, an overdose. There's no one. We don't have a paper trail. We don't have nothing. Nothing we can say. And shout out to y'all for being for 50 in the chat. Damn, I fuck with y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, crew. Thank you, crew. I appreciate it. But this is some real shit. I'm setting the tone for the year on our local news stories. I did that for a reason. I'm setting the tone. So as we're looking at these stories, we got a basis for our signs. Are you reporting? Did anybody in your family report? As much as my heart goes out to the mother and the sister sitting there, why the fuck wasn't y'all reporting? Ain't nobody gonna be hitting on my brother. Ain't nobody gonna be hitting on my mother. Ain't nobody gonna be hitting on my anything, and I know about it, and I can't. And you ain't reporting, bitch. I'm sorry. Don't tell me that, and don't let me see one mark, bitch. Don't let me see nothing, because I'm reporting. I now looking at this, we all know better. Me and the crew, we know better now. We know the impact that it makes when you leave a paper trail of abuse, even if it's just that 911 call. That man is out now and had a whole nother woman with him of 10 years of a relationship. You gotta be kidding me. There's no reason. There's no way this shit is still happen. It happens in America. There's no way. Crew, that's what we know from now moving forward in these stories, especially when I'm looking at them. Was it reported? Because we know now that if it's not, what the other side looks like. This man has a defense all around it. He has a built-up defense all around him. So I wanted to bring this is the last local story, but I wanted to bring this to your attention because it's very important. It's not something that I learned. Yeah, you should report it, but I just now learned the impact of it. It's an impact on that, y'all. It's an impact. It's an impact when you report and you document and you record. They don't have nothing, not one video, not one text message, not nothing. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to the crew. I'm sorry for taking us there, but baby, we had to go down to come back up real quick. Let's prepare. Woosah, okay. Thank you, Shay. I'm glad you back. I appreciate it. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, please, because y'all know this is the month I'm finna start firing that channel up. He gets the child. Bingo. And that's why I said this is gonna be more traumatizing for the daughter than it will be for anyone. She has to now live with that man. He knows what the fuck he did. These laws need to change. Yes. I wonder if he has the child. I believe he does. Because if he didn't, they would say, child's placed in. They would state those things. They didn't say it. And I don't think they want to promote him having the child because that's a whole nother conversation. Or maybe her mother, but see, they're going to give the child to the parental rights. We have to be strong and love ourselves more than an idea of a family when the other person isn't a good partner. But when one has so low self-esteem, they don't think about loving themselves. They focus on the abuser to receive love from that man. That's true. It's a vicious cycle. The children don't even benefit from a two-parent household when it's toxic because they see it all. You're absolutely right. Hey, Karen, great day to you. My parents weren't abusive, but their relationship ran its course. They tried to stay together for children's sake, and it wasn't the best. We felt the dysfunction. We saw it, period. And they moved on. She was probably terrified of that man, too scared to tell, too scared to leave, as I am sure he threatened her. And that's the other thing I felt in my soul. How, as a human, you're walking around on eggshells in your own house, scared for 10 years. That's sort of a psychological abuse. You're now programmed to abuse. Oh my God. Yay. Yes. Okay. Y'all know I'll be happy with my little 50 in the chat. We growing, y'all. We growing. I appreciate y'all. I do. It's exciting. It makes me feel really good to come down and do what we do. Hey, Purple Peach. Hey, boo. Hey, boo. Crazy. We crazy stories this morning. Thank you, Shay. Man, they probably were afraid that he would inflict more harm onto her. This was a lose-lose situation. Let me tell you, and this is why we in my family stay away from the situation with my cousin. Not my cousin, my the one that I be with Christmas and family, and not her, but my cousin that I grew up with. Haven't saw her for years, but we know she's alive. We know she's with him, and her father tried, and that blew up. When she had a baby, he came to the hospital and told all the family to move out the hospital, like her side of the family, so his family could come in the hospital. And because they respected her and knew what that would do to her, they did. But baby, let me tell you, it's deep. And he's locked her in the house sometimes. He got the boys calling her name. I hate to put my family business out here, but for the sake of this story, I want y'all to understand why it touched me. He has her own sons calling her to be my cousin. I saw the shit in front of me. All that shit. So I know what it means to be under it. And you got it. and no one can do anything. You can't even call her. She don't want you to call her, talk to her. I can't text her anything. Last time I sent her a Facebook message, no reply, nothing. Because if he sees her or anything, that's trouble. She can't do nothing. No phone, no nothing, no job, no nothing. Him. And the sad part is his family lives in the house they live in, and they condone what he does to her. That makes me even more mad. But let me get off my family and shit. Shout out to the crew. That was our local news today. Please hit that replay, crew, for the local news portion of the show. I hope you all kind of gleaned where we're going this year in the crime TV lane and on our crime during local news. Then I can see him keeping the child away from the mother's family. Bingo. I love our intimacy of our chats. I know, right? I do too. Oh, that is sweet. I really do. All right, y'all. We gonna switch over now. We gotta come back up now. All right, let's break into hot topics. Man, there's so much shit that don't happen in hot topics world. Okay. And thank y'all for sticking with me through local news. Let me tell you, it'd be so hard. I be saying to myself, like, what am I gonna talk about? Because there's so much shit, but I do a balance of political, I try to do business, and now I'm gonna start adding in some tech stuff, like tech industry, automotive, future stuff that may be coming up in the future, because I want us to be educated about what's happening in the world in tech. And so thank you for sticking around. I'm gonna start having segments, like we're gonna do local news segment, tech segment, hot topic, so I'm gonna start forming this into a show. So thank you for being here as I transform and do this. Now let's switch over into hot topic. So this very tragic incident happened over the weekend. Just yesterday. Buffalo Bills Damar Hamlin is in critical condition after collapsing on the field and receiving CPR. Now, apparently, he was in the process of tackling in the first quarter. So he tackled somebody in the first quarter, went down. He came back up. I watched the clip. I ain't putting it on here so NFL can flag me to my knees. He came back up and then collapsed. And so, mind you, let me give you the optics. He collapses. All the players around him see this. They are traumatized. When I tell you these NFL players are fucking traumatized by that situation, I'm going to give you my little notes. They're traumatized by the situation. So much that the game was canceled and they're dubbing it, we're now putting player safety over business. Yeah, right. Your players told you they wasn't going back out there. That's what this was about. Players were traumatized. So he collapsed. They're saying he was intubated and he's being monitored by doctors currently right now. And that he's under normal conditions. I said, what the fuck is normal conditions if he's intubated? And so the game was canceled due to player safety. Now, do I think it was due to player safety? No. So what they're saying is the next 12 to 24 hours are critical for Damar Hamlin's recovery. It could depend on how long he was in cardiac arrest after he collapsed mid-game Monday night. The emergency room specialist told CNN. So we're all going to keep our eyes and ears to this. But what was interesting is this. And so they're saying for the guys getting back on the field, it's going to be tough because that is all they are thinking about. And I've said that. A lot of the articles, a lot of Twitter, a lot of the coverage I've seen about this is that you have a lot of you have a lot of players who are now like, who watch this either on TV or on the field or sidelines, and they're stunned. They're like, wow, that could have been me. I could have been hit. And they're now starting to take it serious. The players are. This ain't about the NFL league. The players are. And when the players begin to start taking this shit serious, then NFL will. It's always been a big talk about concussions, player safety, worn out, because after they retire, their bodies are like completely diminished. They might as well go into completely retirement because their bodies are so torn down. Same with wrestlers, a lot of those players. So I'm gonna stay tuned. I hope we're keeping our prayers. Everybody's touching their hands to the sky for him, and I hope he comes through. But I do think this needs to be a lesson for NFL. You do need to put player safety over everything. You do need to start looking at what's best for the people, for your return on the bigger return on your investment, not this smaller stuff. So we'll stay tuned. But I do want y'all to notice that these players are going to start looking at this stuff and taking a careful look at it. Now, I think I posted this on my community wall. Can we talk about Angela Bassett and her son? So there's this TikTok challenge that's been going on, and I don't know where y'all get these dumbass TikTok challenges, but there's this TikTok challenge going on. And basically what it is it's you have to you have to prank your parents by telling them that a celebrity's died, by faking a celebrity's death. And so you got all these people on TikTok doing it. Now they're regular people, okay? You're you and I, pranking our folks. It ain't no goddamn celebrity child pranking a celebrity mother on their TikTok. That got some weight to it. So check out what went on. So Angela Bassett's son swiftly apologized for fake death prank. So her son Slater Vance. Now I think they've been going around trying to flag and pull these videos down from wherever they are, but we gonna watch this video. So in this 16-second clip, you're gonna see her son Slater prank Angela on the death of Michael B. Jordan. Now I was stunned because I thought he was acting. I thought this was a skit, but because Angela was just to me, she's just always in character. I just feel like whatever she's doing, I've seen her do that on stage. So I feel like she's always in character. She turned around, no. I got a little team. I got everything, bitch. I said, oh shit. So get into this. And shout out to the crew. I appreciate y'all.
Did you wait, Mom, Dad? Did you hear this? Michael B. Jordan dead at 35. 35.
Stop it. You're playing.
35.
You're playing.
What?
Did y'all see her? First of all, at least we know she fucks with Michael B. Jordan. It wasn't no fake shit like, okay, I mean, she really went, she really, you can tell the genuineness in the motherfucker. Because I was watching some of these prank videos and you can see the mothers look all kind of ways. It's a funny prank challenge. It is. You can watch it on TikTok. It's funny when they're like you and I, because there's no connection. Angela Bassett, you crossed the line. Now it went so far as people were issuing death threats to this man, this young man. He was receiving death threats. Not only was he receiving death threats, the family of Michael B. Jordan had perceived this to be true as well. And so they were reaching out. And once they thought it was a horrible joke. So some of his relatives even reached out and saying how this was a horrible ass joke. Not to mention how it's damaging to your mother's reputation, who is the bread and butter for you. And so he then had to backtrack. And I said, look at his backtrack. So y'all check out his backtrack for him. This is his first you can tell it's his first fuck up publicly. Like, this is the first time we've seen him fuck up. And he's really like, oh my God. No, and I'll give y'all my commentary afterwards. But check his little apology out.
Would sincerely like to apologize for for taking part in such a harmful trend. I apologize to Michael B. Jordan's entire family, his extended family, and him directly, as he is an idol of mine, and taking part in a trend like this is completely disrespectful. I don't wish any bad ramifications of my actions upon his family nor my parents, as they deserve none of the backlash. And I own this was a mistake, and I hope this can be a teaching lesson to anyone else who uses social media as a tool and a source of entertainment to truly understand that your actions can have consequences that extend beyond you. I apologize for any hurt that my actions may have caused Mr. Jordan or my parents or anyone else who could have been involved in this, and I am truly and sincerely sorry, and I apologize. Thank you so much for your time.
Baby, now can I tell y'all what this gave me? This gave me ass whooping. He got hemmed the fuck up. Good. This gave me, see, I like Angela. I like how she did this. She hemmed that ass up and said, here, this is what you're going to say. Somebody wrote that. You can see him looking down. This is what you're going to say. Get your ass over here. You're going to say this. You're going to say this. And don't make me hit you one more time. I can see that. And you know what? This is how I always say this. When you don't learn your lesson, when you fuck up, you think it's okay to continue to do it again. Now he knows I am the child of Angela Bassett. I can't do what y'all do. And if I do, it has to be well planned. This has to be coordinated. My mom got to know. She got to be in on it too. This could have been differently. And I'm sorry to say it, but we got a lot of celebrity kids who come out here who do fucked up shit, far worse than this. Yeah, this was fucked up, but Michael B. Jordan isn't dead. This can be quickly corrected. I don't think he should be receiving death threats. I don't think their family should be sending him hate messages. This can be corrected. Yeah, it was a fucked up joke, but he got his lesson. Now, I don't expect to see him moving forward acting out like this. I think she did what she had to do. And I think other parents need to take note. I think he got his ass, got a good talking to, ass spanking, but he came out here immediately after. We ain't talking about another day. We ain't talking about 2 weeks later. We ain't talking about he had to go on a talk show. The child brought himself back out here and said an apology. And that's the only thing we can leave with. I can't leave with going to his channel, his page, and trying to find. No, he gave us a statement, and that's it. Do I think it'll harm Angela Bassett's reputation? Fuck no. Are you kidding me? Please. Are you kidding me? No, she didn't do it. That was her child, and she corrected it. I don't think it speaks to her parenting skills. I don't think it speaks to any of that. I think he knows better now. Nigga, you better get it together. You out here talking like that. That's our bag, boy. The fuck? I think she did the right thing. So shout out to her for correcting her child's behavior. I didn't like the whole wanting to wear and tear her down, all that shit. No. We're not gonna tear Angela down for this. After all she done gave us. Kids make a mistake. He got into a trend. They do it. What you expect him? They fuck up. He fucks up publicly. He got that ass spanked. We gotta move on. I'm super protective of King Roman against the randoms. Okay, all the randoms. I need you here. You should saw the randoms this weekend. Man, that is sad, Roman. I wish her cousin well. Hopefully one day she can get out of it. I love her so much. I do too. It's just a sad thing. I agree. So sad. Prayers up. Speed for him. Speedy recovery. Yes, my husband was watching the game on TV when it happened. Prayers that he will come out with a full recovery, even if he can't return to the NFL. Okay, I pray he can make a full recovery. There are other athletes that experience the commotio cordis and made recoveries. I pray he is able to. I do too. I really do. And thank you, Shay. Shout out to Shay. Thank you. We adore your shows, King Roman. Thank you. I adore coming out here and doing them. Trust me. I heard they only had 5 minutes to warm up. Are you kidding me? Was it the way he cackled? Was it the way he tackled? I think what they're saying is that it was it was like a response. And so him falling back down was the response of that tackle. Even though he got back up, body was still responding to that tackle, and that's why he fell. So nerves may have hit to his brain, because that's when you collapse, when your brain stops telling your body that you down. The only reason I know is because I've been looking up this motion sickness for my Oculus. Shout out to you know who you are, baby. When I tell you I was doing boxing yesterday, I had the time of my life on that thing. Thank you. I enjoy this. Then it was an actor she knows and following the loss of Chad. Why the fuck girl, when I tell you Angela hemmed him by his your ass over here, hemmed him up. Auntie Angela and Uncle Court wasn't playing with him. Then it was an actor she knows well and following the loss of Chadwick. Exactly. Oh my. Following the loss of Chadwick, I didn't even pay attention to that. You're right. Good morning, Jernay. Good morning. Child, that's desensitized to make a joke about death. Yeah. They are, but seriously, TikTok needs to get a hold of these trends, though. I mean, they got all kind of stupid trends. It's a trend on there about how much of the ketchup bottle you can swallow, and so you on there. I'm seeing these people really go down on ketchup. I'm like, damn, y'all must be bored. You can tell she was serious the way she said, "What? Oh no!" He knew better. Y'all think Courtney tagged that ass? I do. I definitely do. Got that art. Y'all saw him sitting in the car. Hold up. Y'all see him sitting in the car. Hold up. Because that was the face I gave my teeth. Hey, y'all see this?
Would sincerely like to apologize for Michael B for taking part in such a harmful trend. I apologize to Michael B.
That face and that stuttering, those are remnants of him up. Okay, do it. She got him straight. Courtney probably didn't, but Angela probably did. I know someone who knows them. Okay, I know it. I can feel Angela and her vibes. Hey, AJ, good morning. He better put Mr. in front of his name. Don't call that grown adult man by his first name. Mr. B, Michael B. Jordan. Angela and Courtney did not play with him. You can tell he's a good kid overall, but I bet he won't. Exactly. And good morning, Charles. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. That's the same thing I got. I said, now he knew better. Have to preview the consequences of actions before acting. He will go on to do great things and be a good man and appreciate and laugh about it. And I'm telling you, it's going to be good because this will be something for him to talk about. Like, yeah, I remember that. And it's a lesson. He got, man, let me tell you, my mom caught me. It's a lesson, and he got it. Now, if he come back out here and next week is another challenge, then now I'm going to be looking at Angela. Now I'm going to be looking at Angela. Yeah, I'm going to be out here like, now, Angela, just last week I was telling you had props. Why are you out here doing what's going on? So, and I don't think she does that. So, thank you. Had a little work retreat this morning, giving a little presentations on my goals and my milestones for this year, what I plan to achieve within the 3, 6, 9, 12-month time frame. That's true, Chadwick Boseman, Michael K. White, Omar, that for me to get over with something. They had so much left to do, in my opinion. Yeah, they did. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's move on. Well, we got 3 more minutes. Oh yeah, we good. We good on time. Shout out to the crew, and I hope y'all hit that like button, and I hope y'all are enjoying yourselves as much as I am. So, once I think RKelly is just done, when I think there's no more stories to be told about RKelly, when I think that I've heard all I can hear about RKelly, then we get another Surviving R motherfucking Kelly. So, Surviving RKelly, the part 3, the final chapter, debuted last night on Lifetime. I called myself trying to watch it. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. I had to get like at least an hour of sleep because I know I had a busy day today. And so I didn't watch it, but I did get some glimpse of what was going on here. So this is what we're going to focus on. So RKelly survivor says discovering an Aaliyah sex tape led to being pushed down the stairs. Now I'm like, here we go. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm not saying I believe it or any of that. What I'm saying is, damn, this man has not done nothing. I mean, in this whole thing, they talked about how he allegedly had the girls prove their loyalty to him by eating his feces. Like they had to eat his feces on the bus to prove that they were loyal to him. I said, this shit is just wild to me. So on this clip, we got, what's her name? Ebony Zhao. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Ebony Zhao. Didn't I write it down somewhere? What's her name? Oh, yeah. Ebony Zhao. Ebony Doyle. So she's recounting her 1993 experience with RKelly in the Surviving RKelly clip. And so she's saying how she was dating him, she was in a relationship with him or whatever, and she went to his house and he left her there one day. And so she went through his movies. And this is it I don't get. When y'all play the clip for y'all, I want y'all to look at it how I'm looking at it. So she was bored. She went through this basket of VHS tapes because it was a basket of VHS tapes sitting around where no VCR was around. But it was just sitting there. So then she started wandering for a room to put it in to play. So she found a room. She plugged it in and she played it. And that's when she found out about his affair with Aaliyah. She confronted him. He pushed her down some stairs. And then they got back together. And then shortly thereafter, she stopped because she thought he liked her daughter after an encounter that they had at a McDonald's date. When I tell y'all this shit, it don't ever seem like it's gonna stop. Get into this 60-second clip. Shout out to the crew.
Aware of his relationship with Aaliyah?
Oh gosh, that's a touchy one. When he and I lived together, but going into college, I was left at the house for hours. I see like this basket full of tapes. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just grab one of these tapes and let me go in the other rooms and see if there's a VHS so I can watch a movie, because I was bored. That's when I discovered that he had been lying to me about Aaliyah. He records everything, so The tape that I put in was of him and Aaliyah together. They were on the tour bus, and everything that I had asked him, it was confirmed on the tape.
Surviving R. Kelly Part 3, the final chapter. Premieres Monday, January 2nd at 9, only on Lifetime.
Baby, it don't seem like this is ever going to stop with R. Kelly. So now this is some new tea. Do I believe it? Yeah, I think it's interesting for TV. Do I think it adds more to the R. Kelly story? Yes. But my question for Lifetime is, because I saw something on Twitter that said this isn't for promoting, it's for keeping a abuser locked up. It's keeping an abuser silent. And so my question for Lifetime is, how far are you going to be a part of R. Kelly's story? There's one thing to document and come out here, but I'm getting this feeling like you're more than documenting. You're a part of R. Kelly's story. So that's the first part. I think there's another part that comes out tonight. If you're interested, stay tuned to it. Again, y'all know how I feel. If it's not adding to the charges or taking away, at this point now we're just picking. I mean, I imagine there's 100 more moments of R. Kelly doing some foul, fucked up shit. At this point, that's what Survivor R. Kelly is going to be about, us just talking about all these moments? At what point, does this become a little too graphic for TV? And we start borderline. I don't know. I'm just starting to feel like, okay, y'all, I really am. Like, come on now. Come on. Even with Cosby. Oh, Shay, thank you. In case your beautiful dog needs a sweater, mine's sweater smiles. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, baby. Thank you. Why? Yeah, thank you. I had no clue there was a third one being done. Baby. Sorry, y'all. Oh, okay. I thought it was over. It goes to show I don't watch Lifetime. Yes. Yes, y'all. King Roman News, you should warn me about that R. Kelly pick. I had this on full screen. I'm sorry. Just joined it. Good morning, one up. Wow, there will be a special place for Robert. I tried to glean through it last night and I just couldn't because I needed my hour. R. Kelly always gave me nasty boy in our neighborhood tease. Always made me go ew. I just don't understand. There's nobody. I've told myself, what celebrity would you eat their feces to prove your loyalty to for like a career? I believe in myself too much to do that for anybody. I really do. Like at that point, it's fuck it, bitch. I have to just do this shit on my own. I do, and I want y'all to too. You shouldn't be eating nobody's shit. I'm dead ass. Don't be going to cute. The girls be going over to Saudi Arabia and be getting defecated on because they like to do that to American women. None of that stuff is worth it. Shit is crazy to me. He should be serving a life sentence. Period. On fucking Lifetime. It isn't going to stop. He's been a predator and victimized women for at least 30 years. Imagine all that trauma he caused. And see, it becomes almost an opportunity for them to make a bag. Like this is a Lifetime moment to pay all these women for their stories. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes sort of, and they're trying to say it's not exposing. We're not, making a coin off of it, but we're, trying to shed light on it. But I guess next up is Tremaine. You Trey, so you gonna play Trey like that? Baby, nobody is worth that, okay? At all. And please subscribe to the Crime Channel so we can get more of those crime stories that you heard about in the earlier part of the show. Please do. I remember seeing, I think it was like 63 subscribers over there, so I hope we can get ourselves up this year, definitely. Yeah. So that's coming to a theater near you. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I think this is a great moment for both. First of all, let me do this because we offer R. Kelly. So I want to talk about this next topic because this is a great moment for Black men, Black fathers in America, especially celebrity fathers and their children. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we were just talking about Romeo and Master P, how they had this beef. When we get down to the crux of it, you know, Romeo alleging that his father really wasn't that upstanding figure, paying all of this money and supporting the family like everyone said he was. And Master P is, you know, you're ungrateful and I've sacrificed so much for you. And we all came to the understanding that it's a miscommunication. They haven't had the opportunity to talk. They need counsel. We were saying y'all need to go sit on the couch with someone, some therapy. Well, it's great to realize that they've come to this point where they're they seem to be in a better place now. And so I'm gonna read this caption to you all because I think it's great. I absolutely love this kind of stuff when they can come back together after. It goes on to say, in order to be used, you have to be willing to be misunderstood and humiliated sometimes. Noah was mocked for building the boat. Jairus showed us that sometimes we have to be willing to walk through the dead places so that God can show us how we can use every situation. No one ever thought little David could defeat the giant, and we all know the mistreatment of Jesus. My point, I'm willing to fall on my sword for mine. It was never about parent versus child or this false narrative or that. It was about doing whatever had to be done for the growth of my family. Today, December 31st, me and my father had a very hard conversation, ironically outside in the rain. But in order for any generation to grow, that communication has to be had and reciprocated on both sides, the good, the bad, and the ugly. No matter the journey ahead, our family can truly begin to heal. And I believe many others will use our story as an example to learn from. What a way to close the year. And I absolutely agree. I think that was a beautiful thing. It made me even look at me and my father. I'm like, look at this shit. They can do it. I think that was dope. We don't know the details of their conversation. We can only speculate. But I tell you one thing, rarely do we get father and son, black father and black son, fuck up in the public and then come together in the public like this in this way. It is a learning moment. I did take away from this. It was miscommunication. And you do gotta fall on your sword and say, yes, I see where I may have fucked up. Yes. Admittedly, genuinely, and I like that for them. That shit was dope. I love this. So shout out to them. I'm glad we didn't leave them to um the father and the son hating each other. Because for what reason? We don't even need that anymore in the world. I'm over. I'm like definitely over that. Yes, good for them. I hope his actions align with reconciliation. Now you know a show coming out of it. I did not say Master P wasn't gonna try to make a coin, but I do see a show coming out of the growth of their healing process of their relationship. I absolutely do. Absolutely. Now the last thing before we get out of here, and y'all hit that like button. Thank y'all for being here. Is I gotta say something about this. So Young Miami and Diddy celebrate the New Year's in St. Bart's. Now, this picture was posted. I said this looks like a male and a female best friend. This looked like two good Judys. This looked like Judy, number one, and this looked like Judy number two. Okay? They tried to get very much sex appeal. And so, you know, Young Miami got a lot of heat. Oh, you back with him after he had a baby, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, y'all don't get it. They are not together. That is Judiana right there. That's girl. And then he goes one step further to post this picture to try to fool us. Don't listen. This gave me Saucy Santana and Young Miami tease. I said, look at him trying to stunt in front. For who? He doing this for us. Who really pose like that and then take a picture to post it up? You do that when you need a beard, a cover up. And I'm sad to say this. And let me put allegedly, for he one day tried to strike everybody who said it. Allegedly, did he? That man got something going on. Something ain't right about this whole Young Miami and Diddy situation at all. You ain't gonna tell me this says, hey boo. That said, hey girl, bitch. This gave me bitch. Bitch, you ready to go? Shut He was not looking at me. Girl, yes, he was. That's what it's giving me. I don't know about y'all. That did not give me, hey, bae. I ain't see no sex appeal in that at all whatsoever. What y'all think? Am I lying? Am I lying? I agree as well. It does my heart good to see Romeo and Master P working out their differences. It really does. It really does. Especially in front of us. They fuck up and they get back, they make it right. And it ain't gonna be like rosy. But it takes time to get to that point. And I think they're willing to work through that. So shout out to them for that. I wonder what the hell's going on over here. King Room News. Don't do my favorite lady. Who's your favorite lady? Young Miami? No, you know she's an employee. She's an employee. Or you talking about Diddy? Who's your favorite lady? You talking about Diddy? You talking about Diddy? I know you talking about Diddy. Sure, they right. At this point, a man has never came forward. Either he has ironclad NDA or there isn't a man to tell about it. Farnsworth Bentley has definitely signed an NDA. Okay, he trying to play in our face. He can't play in my face. I see all through it. I see right through it. This is good. So we got through our whole entire show, you guys. We had so much to talk about. We covered Angela Bassett, her son, RKelly. We talked about Gangsta Boo, Romeo Miller. We covered a slew of topics this morning, and I'm glad y'all are here for them. Remember, these stories will now be moving over to our crime channel. So make sure you subscribe over there at the new year. And Happy New Year, y'all. It's a new year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm so glad are we kicking it off just right, just in good time. We got about 14 minutes to go before I wrap the show. Let me do a recap rundown. And please hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button. Go and give me a like. Just give me a like. We done got to 11 topics, okay? And thoroughly talked about. Gave you our thoroughness. We talked about the tire shop employee who was shot New Year's Eve because he was mistaken for someone stealing his car, though he had on a uniform and he was doing your tires. The fucking disrespect from our own people. Rest in peace, man. Damn. We talked about family dispute where the man killed the two of his cousins and then himself over a dispute. Rest in peace to you all. We talked about LaShonda Nix, the mother who was shot in the same home her son was shot 2 days earlier by the baby dad because he suspected she was the one who shot her own son. We talked about the DoorDash, the two suspects who killed two teens while they were just out casually doing their own DoorDash. Y'all got to get into that story. We talked about the woman who pushed a 3-year-old child onto train tracks and got away and didn't get her ass beat. That's what we talked about. That's really what we talked about. We talked about the woman who pushed a 3-year-old child onto train tracks and didn't get her ass beat. Because you pushed my child off the train tracks. Ain't no way. I'm just trying to think. Your natural reflexes as a somebody who owns something is to, bitch, what? To grab it. Your purse fall. You gonna grab it. Your wallet. You go, oh, let me go grab it. So, bitch, you push my let me knock your ass the fuck out. So, and then we ended our local news on this sad story about domestic violence of Deshaunte Wallace. And the biggest lesson in this story, you have to go watch it. You got to go watch it. I ain't going to say it. It was a huge lesson and a curveball thrown at us in that story about as the reason why we can't convict or even charge her abuser of 10 years. You got to watch it to find that out, though. And then we switched over to hot topics. We talked about Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin, who's in critical condition. And the next 12 to 24 hours will be critical for his recovery. So we're going to stay tuned to that and all keep our prayers for him to return. We talked about Angela Bassett's son and his poor joke, Slater, poor joke. We also did on Surviving RKelly. So y'all watch that. I'm going to watch it, and then we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Okay, y'all get into it. I'm going to finish it because it was some parts I couldn't watch, but we're going to watch it. And shout out to the plaintiff Jane, who's going to be doing some coverage on it. I think I saw her tweet about how she's going to be talking about it too. I'm gonna share it on my wall because you know she goes in detail. So I'm gonna share her on my wall. I love me some Planet Jane. It's my boo. Romeo Miller and their family. As much as we can come out here and talk about them trashing each other and going at heads, you should be able to bring your ass out here as a commentator or whoever. If you talked about the original story, to be able to come out and talk about how they reconcile. Come on now, let's give ourselves more credit than that. Go ahead, go up to Master P. I'm just glad that they cleaned it up publicly. You know, how many times do we get this? We always get nasty shit. But I can at least reference, yeah, with Romeo and Master P, they did it. Shit. And then we ended on the salaciousness, the sweetness of it all. Let me stop. But that back is bent, y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. Look at his back. That back is like holding up a rack. Like that is like giving me, I got a size A. Okay? What? And then this soft porn. This ain't even porn. You can actually, girl, what? I'm trying to see who legs was them. Them look like her legs. And then I had to I had to look at it again like, oh, them his legs. Cause I mean, child, Diddy, if you don't go somewhere, and that was all our show. Look at all these notes, baby. Notes for days. Y'all gotta come back tomorrow because we got some shit to talk about. Y'all thought today's show was something. We got some shit to talk about. Tomorrow we're gonna get into. We got some updates on the Shanquella case. I don't know if y'all joined me the other night. Danny Robertson came out with some shocking updates. So we got some updates. I put them all together. I didn't want to talk about it in this live, but we're gonna talk about it tomorrow's show. We're gonna talk about Alabama's new law, bitch. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna get into and some other couple stories. A 7-year-old and 17-year-old out of Baltimore. We're gonna get into those stories. So I need y'all to come back tomorrow so we can talk up. Tomorrow I'll be on time, 6:30, 7 o'clock a.m. Sorry, y'all know when work call. If you didn't listen at the top of the show, I had a work retreat. And also, I don't want y'all to forget, we own in 2023. Affirmation, evolution, conviction, and I want you to have faith in not only everybody around you, but in yourself. Okay? All right, crew. Crew. I'm about to get out of here. Diddy out here trying to catch up with Nick. Ugh, not Farnsworth. Baby, Diddy really trying. He's got to keep that image going because the rumors have been swirling around him for years. Maybe he just got a new batch of see honest. Thank you, Risa. Thank you, y'all. Thank y'all for showing up. Child. So many stories. Exhibit told it all. Okay. Happy New Year and good show as always. You do your research and deliver content with integrity. Thank you. I definitely try. Yes, thank you. Replay gang. Shout out to the replay crew. If you made it this far, I hope you gave me a like. Please have a great day. You too. They have the nerve to call it the final chapter. That's like saying the real Whitney is symbiotic. Wait, hold up. I just noticed it say the final chapter. Wait. It's showing up do say part 3 the final chapter. Yeah, come on. You know they're gonna have something about behind the scene. I bet you they're gonna have another one. It's gonna be the unedited version. Child, them pics. Listen, they ain't doing nothing with me. You're so organized with notes in a book. So proud of you. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, boo. 2023. All right, y'all. We about to get out of here. Thank you all. Thank you. Listen, also, I might be live tonight with Rodney. We might be live around 7, 8 o'clock. We're just going to have a conversation. This is going to be for the crew. This is going to be a conversation, real, lax. I want y'all to feel free to ask any question. Okay? This ain't no we holding questions. If the crew got a question, we're going to ask it. But what I do ask is that you be respectful. And I'm going to give all of this in the video, don't fly off the handle. But if you got a question, shit, ask the man a question. I'm gonna come with some questions. Hopefully we'll have some good conversation. Get to know this man. Just beyond what we see in the chat, and maybe he might have some stuff to give to give us a reason of who he is and all that good stuff. So join us later. All right, crew. I got to get out of here. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all. I will see y'all tonight and tomorrow. Deuces. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News.